All righty. It's about that time, folks, as we welcome you back, one and all, to the famed Herb Brooks Arena alongside the Miracle Sheet, the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, as we open up our final game of this special hockey weekend on this Miracle Sheet. As this is our A division, and here's a shot to the back of the net, and that'll open up the scoring, the icebreaker by number 1, the mystery skater out there. We know it says Beckeros, but we still aren't quite sure who's skating in number 1. Folks, my name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here, as this is a matchup between the California Condors, and there's a second goal as Foster on the rebound puts that one in. California Condors taking on the Long Island Blues. And early on, California striking twice, just really digging in. You got to get it all out on the ice before you head out of town, as this is played down by Foster. We've had a fun weekend since the opening game on Friday, and here's a steal as this is raced up ahead and trying to get the better of the young netminder, and there's a bit of a celebration there. Talk about speed on the ice as Markowski drops one in the bucket. And we'll get a change out here just a couple minutes into game time. Now, we should have somebody tuned in right now. Brooke, are you out there? We've covered the Condors a few times this weekend, but this is our first time seeing the Long Island Blues, as we've got a 2-1 game out here. We watched a little bit of the C division earlier, and then we had the B2 division as Pope sends that up on the right wing wall. And there's Brooke. Here comes Janis up through the middle. Janis through the mid slot as that's poke checked away, and now racing up on the left side. That's sent up by Weinberg just wide of the net. Oh, we're going to have fun with this one today. Brooke, would you believe we saw 3 goalie goals in a single game earlier? As we'll get a face-off in the blue zone. Played to the near side, and Janis gets one lifted down low. As we've seen Niceforo out on the ice. Here's Baker racing back, and there goes the horn as it's time for the shift change. And so we see Weinberg and Niceforo heading off the ice. Baker and Mattel and Compton and Hillman off for California. And here's a save. And that'll be handed off as the official will drop the puck with Foster in the face-off zone. It looks like number 1 out there for California is supercharged. Tell me a little bit about this skater, Brooke. Can you tell me anything about the Condor skating in number 1, diving down to the ice and crashing into the end wall, doing everything, pulling out all the stops as this is played up on the left side by McAdams. We've seen a bit of play by McAdams this weekend. Played from the left side, pass to the back door where Foster is waiting. And that one slung wide of the net. Now, for those of you who are tuned in, whatever side you're on, whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, if you're following California or Long Island, there's a chat board. Feel free to hit me up and tell me where you're watching from. As we see Lou out in front of the net, getting a good scoring opportunity. And it's shift change time. And so we'll see Kilszewski and guys heading off to the bench. And if you are tuned in for the Long Island team, you might be helping get information on a player's name. There's one that does not have their name on the back of the sweater. This is played from the left wing side. Okay, so he's from Alaska, playing with the Condors this tournament. Okay. So I think there's an Alaska team also in the tournament, so maybe from that team, as this is played up through the middle, and Weinberg with a hard shot wide of the net, as we see Halpin patrolling the defensive side out in front. This is played out across neutral ice, and Mattel will chase it down. Mattel, thinking he was all alone, went in a little bit more casually for it. But we see a whole lot of defensive effort as this one is dropped in the basket by Halpin. As we see, Israelton has been skating strongly out on the ice for the Blues. And Jeremy, welcome to the broadcast. Any relation to Foster out on the ice? Played off of the save, and now rushing up ahead with help on the left side. And that one's sent in from long range, and the Blues drop one in the basket. As we see La Barbera out on the ice for the Blues. And I have a feeling this might be a barn burner. This is played up by McAdams, avoids the poke check. A nice stop there. Talk about strong skating and stopping. The hallmarks of good footwork. Stopping and starting. As this one's deflected up into the netting, and we'll get a face-off in the blue zone. Wow. This sheet is electrified. Played all the way down the ice. As we see Motto comes out of the net for a moment. And so shift change time as we see Hillman head off. And so, Jeremy, the Condor skater that is skating in number 1 from Alaska, do we know the last name of that player? Or shall we just refer to that skater as the Alaskan one? Okay. Thank you very much. Well, look at that. We are lighting up the chat board now. And so it's Hall. Here's Lou from the left wing side. As that's knocked away. Played pass, Israelton out to neutral ice as Israelton racing back, taking on Baker. Played around to the near side as Lou sends the angle pass out to the middle, and that'll be swatted down the ice. As Israelton wasn't chasing back for the puck for nothing. One more time. That's one thing that we've noticed right off the bat is Israelton likes to get back into the defensive zone to retrieve that puck or to defend. A little Schaefer-esque, I might say. This is played down by Motto. "12 minutes into game time. And it's a tight one. Off of the face-off. And here comes Hall. The Alaskan one. Shot, kick save. And played out to the far side half wall. As we see Thies. And now racing away. Excitedly sends that one on net. And Motto comes up with a save on the rebound. No can do. And here comes Hall. Hall to the backhand. Denied. All right, if you're out there for the Long Island Blues, I'm looking for info on number 89 out on the ice. For the time being, we will say 89 until I get a last name for the skater. This is played by Hall. Hall under pressure by Weinberg. And now here's 89. Played by Foster. And now we have the no number Blues skater. And so that'll be our mystery skater. Chased down by McAdams. And shift change. 35-45 remaining in regulation. Who else do we have out on the chat board? Go ahead and hit me up. Tell me where you're watching from, which team, which players you're cheering on. And we'll give you a shout out to acknowledge your support. Here's Baker as that's poked away. Taken up on the left wing side. Carried by Lou. Lou in the corner. Centering pass attempt that gets hung up on the way towards the slot. This is played by Pope. As Baker comes away with the loose puck. And played over to the near side. Here's Mattel. Sends that down low. That'll be stolen away as Israelton comes up with possession. Accidental collision out there as we see Halpin and Janis out on the ice for the Condors. Here's a soft pass out on the right wing side. And Nisiforo racing in. This is played by Baker up ahead to Mattel, and that just passes the stick as Israelton races back. Israelton comes around and takes it away. As we see Esposito in net for the Blues. And here's a missed chance now taken over by 95 for the Blues. Shot and on the rebound puts that one in the basket. And we're even now. As we see Foster stepping in for the face-off. Markowski off the face-off. Chasing McAdams from behind. Here's McAdams in the slot, shot, and that's deflected as Blues 89 gets a stick on it. Here's Hillman with a clapper up and out of play. And we'll need a replacement puck. Okay, so number 7, we're saying is not Baker, but is Yasser. Is that correct? Thank you, Jeremy. So number 7 in the green pants, wearing Baker's sweater, is not Baker, but it is Yasser. Is that correct? Here comes La Barbera with Hall pressuring, and Hall comes up with a steal. Here's Hall from the right wing side. There's a hard shot, chested away. Some of these shots might be surprising for Esposito, as that Hall wrister packs a lot of velocity. And McAdams with possession. Sent all the way down the ice. And we'll get the horn, and it's time for the shift change. Kelly is whose name, Brooke? Kelly is whose name? This is a penalty shot. McAdams swerving into the slot, goes to the forehand, and drops one in the basket. And so the Condors out in front. Played up by Blues 95, sent over to Motto, and Motto will paddle it away. Coming around the corner, and now pressured in the corner as Hillman coming in with strong defense against Weinberg. Here's Weinberg with a hard wrister wide of the net. And there's a shot too high. It's 95. Sends it up into the glass. And now from the corner, Thies And then broken out by Janice as Janice sends it up ahead. And now the mystery Blues skater. No name, no number. This is played up by Janice. Sent off the paddle. And now out to neutral ice. Here's an opportunity as Israelton has that one slide right by. Motto tries to cover it up. Israelton gets the shot off, but Motto able to deflect it away. As we're down to just inside of 30 minutes remaining in game time. Condors 4, Blues 3. Okay, so number 92, last name is Foster, is that correct, Brooke? As this is sent down low, chased down by Blues 89. Here's a shot by Foster through the 5-hole. And then I'm still looking for confirmation from Jeremy on the number 7 in the green pants. Number 7 says Baker on the back of, I call it sweaters, but jersey. And I'm just confirming that you're saying that that is Yasser, who is skating in the Baker jersey. Just to get those things correct. And then Brooke, the question I'm asking for you is that 92 wearing the Foster jersey, is that indeed Foster? I know that you're saying Kelly is her name, but I'm wondering, are you just telling me the first name of Foster, or that's someone else altogether and it's not Foster wearing number 92? And here's a shot off of the iron, and a close call there for the Condors. Well, it's been such a fun weekend. Okay, so from Brooke, and I just want to make sure that we're keeping our lines from getting crossed, as Long Island 95 sends that one into the basket, and we're back to a 1-goal game. And so just to make sure that we are not crossing our communication lines, number 92 is full name Kelly Foster, is that correct? And I'm just using the name that's on the back of the sweater, which is Foster. So if it is Foster, I'm just going to continue saying Foster. Just like I'm saying for all of the rest of the skaters out there, I'm just reading their last names off of the sweaters. And then Jeremy is confirming that, yes, Yasser is. Gotcha. All right, that puts it all together. So, indeed, Foster is in number 92, so I'm not mistaken there. I'm just not using first names because it's easier to keep track of just reading the names off of the jerseys, or sweaters as I call them. And that Yasser is in Baker's number. So here's Yasser working up on the left side as the mystery Long Island Blues skater, no number, breaks that up. And now it's time for the next shift change. All right, cool. I think we're all on the same page now. So now we know that Brooke is watching from California. Jeremy, where are you watching from? Are you also in California right now? This is played down by McAdams into the corner, and here's Blues 89 up against Hall, taking a spill down below the goal line. This is played out to neutral ice. I tell you, we have some very fast skaters out here, don't we? Here's McAdams. McAdams working through the slot, plays it out to Foster on the right wing side as Foster plays it up to Hall. Hall from the half wall, and that one comes off the leg pad and ricochets off the crease and into the net. And Hall with the long range wrister. Well, they came out of the gate very quickly. Long Island has been given a bit of a notice. Watch out for this California team. This is played from the corner. Heavy pressure out there. And McAdams with a nice play and just about to break it out of the zone and try to cross up into the offensive zone as the horn sounds. And so we'll go ahead and change up personnel. Well, I hope you're enjoying the video and the commentary. We had a busy day yesterday, 7 games covered. Here's a play to the backhand, and Motto with a great save. Good use of the paddle as Weinberg roams down at the low slot looking for another opportunity. Here's your mystery Blues skater. Now, for those of you who tune in to watch this on demand after the fact, once you know if you are, let's say, one of the players, and let's say you're the skater without the name or number on there, once you realize that you're being called the mystery skater, every time you hear mystery skater, you can then say, hey, that's me. That's for those who are watching on demand. All righty, yes, there we go. Shout out to Julius Motto from Julius's sister Marley. All righty. Anybody know if any of the players have watched the video after their games? I'd like to find out how they've enjoyed the videos and the commentary. And here's the mystery skater for the Blues out to the left side as that's poked away by Janis. And now carried around the backside. And time for the change. Weinberg wanted just one more go as the puck passed by. 21.5 minutes remaining in regulation in a 2-goal game. Condors leading 6-4. That means that you're the home team, by the way, Brooke. I know you asked me that yesterday. There's a shot to the back of the net, and it's now a 1-goal game as La Barbara comes up with that one. So just for those unfamiliar, the home team is California. And here's Hall with a steal. Hall through the middle. Hall racing up into the slot, and there's one for the basket. As Long Island 95 was chasing from behind, good speed to try to catch up, but Hall, once Hall gets in front, it's tough. And now the Condors up 7-5. Some fantastic talent out here on the ice. Here's Hall. And we're going to have a penalty shot as Hall waves the referee off. So Israelton, I think, got tripped up there. Not sure what the exact penalty was, but a penalty shot goes to Israelton. And now working up over the slot, Israelton with a quick release. Lulling the goaltender to sleep, and Israelton with a nice casual stride back across the ice. Skated in ever so slowly, and then right at the striking point was able to get that one past Motto, and we're back to a one-goal game. Ooh, long-range shot as that one looked like it went into the basket and then bounced back out. They're keeping it in play. I don't know. I'd like to see that again. Here comes Mattel. Mattel one-on-one with Esposito, goes 5-hole, and Mattel celebrates the goal. As we see Yasser out there on the line as well. And it's another 2-goal game. This is going to be trading goals back and forth. I feel like it's going to go right down to the wire. This is played by Mattel, a quick release, and that'll be gloved by Esposito. Here's Mattel off the faceoff, sends it out towards the far side. Played by Yasser, and now down to Blues 89. Sounds like a jazz and blues station. You're tuned to 89.1 FM, Long Island Blues. This is played down through the middle as Motto comes up with another save, and it's shift change time. And so we'll see Blues 89 and the mystery skater exiting the ice, Markowski as well. Weinberg opposite Hall out in the face-off circle. Hillman calling for it. Here's McAdams through traffic. McAdams with a surge. Works out to the left side through traffic into the mid slot and into the basket. McAdams. And now the Condors extending. This is their biggest lead of the game so far. Up 9-6. Now throughout the weekend, we didn't put much emphasis on scoring except excitement that people were scoring. Here's Israelton. Israelton with another try, goes to the basket, and it's back to a 2-goal game. played by I-95. Yes, you can get I-95 out of New York, can't you? Here's Hall on the right wing side. Hall with a wrister, and Esposito catches that one with the paddle. And shift over as we see Long Island 95 heading off. Don't you mean 495? Ah, yes. Okay, so which facility does the California Condors use for practices? What is your practice arena? This is played into the corner, sent around to the mystery Blues skater. There's a soft wrister, a little bit of an off-speed shot. Played out to neutral ice. And then losing the handle momentarily. And this is carried up by the mystery Blues skater. Sent into the corner. Blues still with possession as LaBarbera tries to send it into the slot area. That'll be swatted away by McAdams. Check that, Mattel in the middle. And here comes Yasser. Yasser drops it off for Janis as Janis trails. Janis has that deflected into the glass and plays it into the corner. As we see Kilzewski heading out to the bench. The Isoplex in Simi Valley. This Long Island Blues team operates out of the Oyster Bay facility in Bethpage. Played away by Hall. And this will be picked up by Israelton. Chipped up ahead to Blues 89. Here comes Hall as Israelton able to strip that away. And now here's Blues 89. Loses the handle, and then Israelton plays it into the middle. And Lou gets tripped up on the far side of the play. Able to get back up. As we always say, best of health and well-being to one and all. Here's Foster from the right side as Weinberg gets the stick in the way. Long pass denied as McAdams comes up with a steal. The interception, and then carries it up to Foster as Foster trying to handle it on the right side. And here comes Blues 95. Shot blocked down, and as it comes off of Motto, and Hall was chasing back to defend, slid on the ice. I know this much. Oh, the things that can happen here. And we get a change in personnel as we see Markowski in on the faceoff. Markowski working up on the left side. Well, looks like. And we've got a penalty shot coming. It looks like maybe Markoski was maybe hooked on the way through. Not exactly sure what the call was there. And so this is going to be played up. A shot and a save, as the penalty shot was awarded to Thies. I believe Markoski wanted the shot. And now they're giving the referee a hard time. Markoski was the one who possessed the puck, I think, at the point where it looked like a penalty was being drawn. We should be 5-on-5, but we have a delay here as Markoski is appealing that he was the one who was hooked on the way in because he was the imminent threat. And so the official, I think, is effectively saying maybe we got that wrong, but we're just going to go back at it. And, well, that is how it goes sometimes. You could be right about a call, but it can't be reversed. Here's a shot down through the middle. And so it's a tough break, and in competition, one of the things that we have to do when a call doesn't go our way is, well, just keep playing and make up for it. Go out there and just score again. Now, we don't know if Markoski would have scored, but I think Markoski felt a little bit more confident that he might have been better to choose for that penalty shot. And such is life. And it's shift change time.
So that, like a month, I think a month ago or something like that. Yeah, like a month. The Spanish police arrested a gang member that had fled El Salvador. So the gang member escaped. He flew. He went to Spain, and with an international operation between the police of our police and the Spanish police and Interpol, they were able to arrest the guy. So in those cases, you need to do an extradition because it's an automatic, international operation. So they just get the guy, process him and send him. Send him to the original police for they file the claim. So the Spanish police was very proud of the arrest. So they put it up. They put it up in Twitter. So they said, "We just arrested this gang." So I quoted the tweet, and I said, "Great, send them. We'll take care of it." Right? So that was used in his court hearing in Spain as a proof that he wouldn't get a fair trial here. So he was protected by Spanish laws, and he stayed there in Spain.
This is played through the middle. Hall goes to
maybe they don't have enough gang members in Spain.
Exactly. So I don't care if they want to keep him. It's a mouth that we don't have to feed. It's a mouth that we don't have to feed, right? Yes. But so they can keep him. But the thing is that you would think, why would the Spanish government want an extra gang member?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's not necessarily out of evil. It's just that the laws, the system, the things that are being fed to the judge, to the prosecutor. So they think that that my tweet was too mean, and this gang member, his rights will be not respected, or he wouldn't get a fair trial in El Salvador, so he had to stay in Spain to be protected. I mean, they know he's a killer. They actually arrested him because of that. It was an international
operation. In here after being denied the opportunity to make the penalty shot. The one thing you want to be careful with when it comes to frustration and emotions, as the mystery Blues skater shoots that one down from the blue line through a screen of players, and that one skips into the basket. And the Blues trying to claw their way back into this. It's been trading baskets back and forth for some time. As we'll get a quick equipment adjustment out here. As the clock is stopped. That was one of the officials, Brad, who noticed that Lou's skate was loose, untied perhaps. Got that all secured. Here's Mattel with Blues 89 and the mystery skater dropping back on defense, and they're able to squeeze that one away. Here's Blues 89 on the right side. Goes to the short side, and Motto comes up with a save. Seen some strong goaltending by Motto all weekend long. Somehow this Condors team ended up on my schedule 3 times. Is it 3 times that we've been on the games together, Brooke? Played by Markoski. Markoski around traffic. Markoski avoiding the stick check. Here's a shot on the rebound, and Lou sends that off the rebound into the basket, and it's a 1-goal game. Well, they may not have been happy about the way that the penalty shot was given to a different skater on the ice, but the official making good by tightening up and securing the laces of the skater who just scored. And so you can't argue favoritism, can you? Well, sure you can. You can argue anything. This is played out towards the far side. Played down low is LaBarbera trying to get that shot off the stick. And now here comes Hall. Hall pressed wide, shoots that one down, and that comes off the leg pad and into the net, and Hall, a skater from Alaska. What team did Hall skate for? Maybe we can give a shout out to the team that Hall is on loan from. Okay, so somehow I think maybe my previous chat board had timed out. So if anyone has sent anything onto the chat board after Brooks' message saying LA Kings Isoplex, if you want to get that message across to me, go ahead and re-enter, copy paste any of the messages that came in after the LA Kings Isoplex. Whoever happens to be out there on the live broadcast. I have reopened the chat. And so I'll keep an eye on that window. 3 2:20 remaining in regulation in a 2-goal game. The Condors have done very well throughout this weekend. This is the first time I've seen the Blues. We've seen another Blues team out of St. Louis, but not the Long Island Blues. And they've competed well in this one. This is played down low into the middle as Weinberg will chase it into the corner. Sends it towards the net as that goes onto the side of the net. And La Barbara plays it from the left circle out in front as that ricochets up to the top of the slot. And a nice poke check by Israelton to keep it deep in the zone. Go Condors and Julius Motto from Santa Fe Springs, California. Grandparents Judy Erb. All righty. Welcome to the broadcast, Judy. And here's the mystery Blues skater with a shot that deflects wide of the net. 2:10 remaining as Israelton comes back. Time is running low. Israelton around the poke check. Israelton through the middle. Israelton hands it off as that's sent wide. And then that'll be a shift change. As we see Weinberg and La Barbara coming off the ice. As well, we see Niceforo coming off. Folks getting a breather. Israelton will stay out on the ice, hoping to close the gap. Here's Hall from the right side. Hall with a shot, and Esposito catches it in the middle. All right, this is from Judy. Go Condors and Julius Motto from Santa Fe Springs. Grandparents out in California. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, Judy, and anybody else who might be tuned in who didn't hit up the chat board. And for those of you who watched on demand, I hope you enjoyed it. Hoping that McAdams enjoyed the broadcast commentary from the game that he watched. Here's a shot on net, and Motto comes up with a big save. 34 seconds left. It's still loose. And Motto continuing to block it out. "20 seconds left. And this one goes through the 5-hole right off of the face-off, and it's a 1-goal game. But it looks like that's going to be it as the clock winds all the way down. They try to set up the face-off quickly. But that's it. A 1-goal game and a bit of a barn burner as we saw a lot of fast skating back and forth. Some good defensive highlights out there. Some strong goaltending. And what a way to close out this tournament. Once again, I want to say thanks to the folks who tuned in on the live broadcast. Brooke, thanks so much for dropping. And so we'll go ahead and courtesy of Matt Scheller.